Hey everyone, happy Wednesday. I'm making dinner. Mark and Sophie are finishing up at tap dance class. And because it's so quick and easy, I wanted to share a couple tips with you tonight on how to not only make healthier burgers and french fries, but I'm also going to give you a recipe that I use whenever we want something different, like seasoned fries, but we don't have any seasoned fries here. And sometimes the ones that you see at the store are not as healthy as if you just make your own seasoning. So first up, you guys know I'm a meal prepper. You know, I got to do it in advance. It's got to be quick and easy on weeknights, especially Tuesdays and Wednesdays when Sophie has a million activities in addition to school, in addition to working all day. So we have burgers on the menu for the week tonight, and Mark prepped these on Sunday. Now, typically I actually have Tupperware, these burger holders from Tupperware, but they're in the freezer because we made burgers a week or two ago, and those are for in an emergency if we needed dinner. But this week we plan to have burgers, so he just made them, put them into this Tupperware container, and I'm going to pan fry these up. The nice thing is these are portioned out perfectly. They're already in patty form, so Mark seasoned them, so really I just have to slap them on the pan and cook them up, and we're going to be GTG. I have everything else pretty much ready to go as well. I chopped up some tomatoes. Well, I sliced them up on Sunday and I put them in a zip top bag. I have spinach that was easy. I just grabbed that out of the bag, and I cut up some pickles because we all kind of like pickles. So while I put the french fries in, I kind of just prepped my burger station. So that way when Mark and Sophie get home, the burgers are going to be done, and I'm going to slap them on here and we're just going to eat. Because after that, we want to spend a little bit of time with Sophie. We've been gone all day long, and she still has to get ready for bed, and we got to read a book, and then I got to get everything ready again to do it all over again tomorrow. So the last thing that I want to be doing is spending a lot of time sitting down, finishing up dinner, and doing dishes, hence my fancy china right here. So let's talk about your accessory. Hey girl, let's talk about your side dish. That's going to be your fries. Now again, like look, you can make homemade fries, totally recommend it if you have the time, but on a weeknight, you need something quick and easy. And what goes better with burgers than french fries? So we always like to have a bag or two of sweet potato french fries on hand. And sometimes it can be a little boring. These are waffles, so that'll make it a little bit interesting. But if you want to jazz them up a little bit, you want to have some seasoning to them. And you don't just want to put salt on them because that can get boring. So we do a seasoned french fry. The recipe is so simple, and I guarantee you already have all of these ingredients in your spice cabinet. So here's what you're going to get. You need onion seasoning, so onion powder. You need paprika. You need sea salt, garlic salt, or not salt, garlic powder, and salt-free Mrs. Dash. So there's your ingredients. Now I did find something in my cabinet tonight that I bet you would be really good. So as soon as we're out of our batch of onion seasoning, I'm gonna try it with this. It's Tastefully Simple onion seasoning. And I recall that I had this at a party and I liked it because I obviously bought it, but I've never used it. So I'm going to start putting this in my spices and see if it just adds a lot more flavor to it. Those are your ingredients. The quantities are simple. They're all equivalent. You can start with a 1/4 teaspoon of each of those. If you want to make more, just bulk it up. So if you want to make a nice little batch of it, just use 1 teaspoon of each and put it into, one of these empty containers that you have laying around, or a little tiny Tupperware container, and then you have it on hand for whenever you want to make seasoned fries. So what you'll do, since they're frozen, is you'll just cook them first and then sprinkle them on afterwards, or maybe the last couple minutes of the cooking, you take them out, sprinkle it on, and then bake that back onto them. Let me see your question. Have you tried Flavor God? Nope, have no idea what Flavor God is. You can totally tell me what it is, but I've never heard of it to try it before. So that's kind of it. And I'm going to serve this also with a side vegetable, because even though I have some spinach and tomatoes and pickles on here, it's probably close to 1 serving if I put it into one of my cups, but it's not exactly, and I need a serving and a half for dinner. So I'm just going to do a frozen bag of vegetables. Pick your veg, broccoli, cauliflower, mixed, whatever you want. But again, it's got to be quick and it's got to be simple. So basically throwing a bag of vegetables in the microwave is the way to go for me tonight. And I'll do a teaspoon of coconut oil and some sea salt. It never misses. It's such a go-to. It always tastes amazing. If you don't like coconut oil, you can use extra virgin olive oil. The thing that you want to avoid using is butter, unless you want to try ghee, which again, I still have not tried yet, but it's clarified butter. It's clean. I have a container of it. I haven't used it yet, but you really want to avoid butter if you can. So try to use something a little bit cleaner, something a little bit more all natural, and just try something different and see how that goes. So that's it. Burgers and seasoned French fries cleaned up. I gave you guys a seasoned fry salt recipe, and these are just turkey burgers. You can even put the seasoning in these if you want to, but Mark has some sort of secret seasoning that he puts in these. One last tip that I just thought of. If you have kids that do not like to eat vegetables, here's what I'm going to tell you. I do not have that problem. Sophie has always eaten vegetables. But if you have kids that don't like to eat vegetables, what you want to do is you want to start hiding your vegetables in the protein. Mushrooms go excellent in burgers. They're hardly detectable when you like mince them up really small, and they will just take the shape and flavor of the burger. So you can squeeze some mushrooms in there. Onions are nice too, like they saute down, but they might notice those a little bit more unless you really, really mince those up. Spinach is a nice one. Like, what are they gonna do when it's already cooked, right? So if you chop it up real fine, put it in a food processor and mix it up with your meat, then you're gonna be good to go. I mean, they're gonna be hungry. They're going to want to eat, so you want to put it in there and just flavor it up real nice, or slap it on the bun before they even get to it. And by the time that they know that they ate those extra vegetables, you're going to be done with dinner. You can tell them afterwards if you want. That's kind of how I don't want to use the word trick, but that's how I get my family, Mark, to try new things. I just sort of slap a fancy name on it. It's all in the marketing. He eats it, and then that's kind of how we roll over here. That's it. I gotta go because I gotta get these burgers cooking before they get home. But the fries are in the oven. I'm gonna use my seasoned salt, and it's gonna be awesome. And then we'll have a little bit of time before Sophie goes to bed to snuggle and do whatever else she wants to do. I hope everyone is having a great night. Enjoy this recipe and these tips. And if you have any questions, always post them below, and I will be sure to get back to you as soon as I have a chance. Good night.